Astrology time. Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. And today we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to focus on pushing. We're going to push through this Thursday and into the weekend. This is going to be a very interesting weekend. And this particular Thursday, we have, I hinted to it yesterday, we have Mars, Mercury is going to be sextile Mars. And this is the once, twice, thrice. This is a very curious thing because it's going to happen in the space of 2 days, because Mercury, even though it's direct, has slowed down, because as Mercury gets ready to pass the Earth, it's still not moving quite so quickly in the sky. According to our sky dome, right? Mercury moves at the same pace. It's just the relative position of the two planets. Now, with that being said, there we go. By the time Saturday rolls around, Mercury, or Sunday, I think it is Sunday of this week. Yeah, it is Sunday of this week. So by the time Sunday rolls around, our only aspect in the sky is going to be Mercury and Mars once again meeting. So what is this going to do for us? Let's talk about it. Let's think about this, because a sextile is a 60-degree angle between two planets. I want to dig into this just a little bit, because the moon, let's just do our standard intro and then we'll dig into it, okay? The moon's in Taurus, and we'll enter Taurus at 8:22 in the morning. The moon in Taurus is living your best life. How many times have we heard that? Okay? Yeah, literally. Well, today you can really mean that, though. Those changes, the details, the mechanics behind them, they're not conducive to the way we're feeling, because there's a little bit of a friction there today. We've got just a touch of friction with the moon in Taurus, because we've got there's air signs that are highlighted, so it tends to clash with those things, and it clashes against that whole kite thing, right? Now, the kite thing is using those energies wisely. Using creative energies on the top part of it, and using that equalization at the bottom, right? That stabilization. Mars and Libra. We're just doing things. We're trying to do things fairly, gracefully, and in a very beautiful manner. That's how we're trying to go about bringing about the changes that are out in those outer planets, right? Now, let's talk about this. Positive attitude is going to help share the abundance that you're stepping into. That's right. So you are stepping into abundance. You can feel it today. Don't let it get to you, though, okay? Don't let it affect the overall presentation of what you're doing, or the overall presentation is one word, and the overall effect of what you're trying to affect into the world. Don't let that bother that. Instead, what you got to do is, we're going to have a conversation with Mars and Mercury. How are we going to do this? How are we going to fairly work on this and put it out there, right? We've got Mercury exhibiting Leo energy, right? And this is a second encounter, right? So the first encounter with Mars may have had with Mercury. Now, they meet up lots of times during the year, because Mercury makes 3 orbits, right? So Mercury and Mars usually work together. Now, we get back to that sextile, right? 60 degrees of energy. Now, this is a complementary energy, and I like to think of it as the hardest working one of the zodiac, and of our entire zodiac. And the reason why is because those two energies have to have some sort of friction, but they also have an agreement, right? The trines are that easy flow of ideas and connectivity between the 2 points. So think about it. Mercury would be logical. Mercury would be communication. Mercury would be, how we feel about certain things, what we're sensing about it, and how we are going about expressing it. It's logical. It's the thought process. It's all the thoughts. Mars, on the other hand, is action, and that action is taking place in Libra. So we've got this measured actions happening, because Mars, if Mars were in, say, like the opposite sign of Aries, Mars is all about moving ahead, right? Moving ahead, taking credit. In Libra, it's much more collaborative, much more willing to just take a little bit of how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? What are, we? That's a key word there, we. So what are we going to do together? Libra. Now, balance it out. Could be legal stuff. Could be known enemies. Could be anything, right? But honestly, that's just the house connotation of Libra. What we're really looking at is how we can express what we're doing as beautifully as possible. Now, I've not done that very well today, and that's because it's the second time around. Now, I've got 2 days to think about this presentation, polish it, and then 2 or 3, right? Sunday, I've got a chance to go back and revisit it and not maybe be quite so awkward trying to describe what this energy is all about. It should be just an easier expression of it, and especially if the moon's going to be in Gemini, then it's going to be much easier because the ruler of Gemini is Mercury, right? So let's just keep on moving. Collaboration, just said, seems likely. Today's keyword is push. Told you that too. Our color is a green candle. Now, green candles are usually associated with money, right? Well, that's a good thing because that's what Taurus is associated with, especially the second house connotation of it. Now, the sun in Leo loves the limelight. Just loves it, right? The drama, the attention, the flair, everything. Now, lofty goals and thoughts, refined tastes, and sensibilities are all awakened as Mercury begins normal operations. Yes, Mercury and Mars, right? We're starting to awaken those tastes because they're working together. This is how we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward in a fashion that's going to make things much more, let's just, the final sextile of Mars and Libra confirms the pursuit of elegance. That's going to be the theme until Mercury and Mars meet up. So basically, we're laying the groundwork here between Mars and Mercury to be able to work together and move towards some kind of agreement, just pursuing the things. And that moon in Taurus, the moon is going to help us be able to see what it is that we want as far as materially and be able to apply it to this Mercury and Mars meetup, right? There's some things that are happening. There's some things that are happening under the surface. Got Jupiter and Venus still in Cancer, so we've got things that are happening with the house, right? Maybe you're taking on another project. You're considering taking on another project. It's going to beautify things beyond belief, right? Could be quite literal like that. Now, the moon in Taurus causes us to want this now, like Veruca Salt, right? I want it now. We don't want to wait, right? Why would we want to wait? All the Verucas in the world are waking up saying, hey, give me that now. I want that, whether it's power, whether it's what it is that they desire, whether it's, more space or something like that. That's what they want. They want to have that. We're in the house of Venus and being served on paper plates. What's up with that, guys? Look, the wise moon, however, knows better. Okay? This isn't about instant gratification. There's a longer plan in place, just like I told you. Mercury and Mars sextile again, that's twice, thrice, and then coming to a perfect agreement during the conjunction, right? That's how we're going to express this energy. It's not expressed now. It's expressed when we get into that point. And when we get to that point, Mercury will enter the base of that trine. So that trine, there's a trine, the grand air trine, that's at the base of the kite, right? The stabilizing point in Libra. The thoughts that go into it, that tension between Saturn and Neptune in that apex point, all of that will lead to the kite going higher, right? And the kite's going to go higher. It doesn't resist the movement up. It stabilizes from the bottom, right? Our ideas stabilize. Right now, our actions are what's stabilizing that because our actions are measured and cautious. We've decided not to go and spam everything we know, although this can maybe feel like a departure from that, only because Mercury's direct, okay? These are running over. These are running much longer. There's a longer plan in place. But one thing you have to do, and you have to really make sure you do it, and there's been a theme that's been consistent with this entire week, is making space for that upgrade. And all I can tell you is that later on tonight, just publicize a side hustle, please. You heard that right. Just put it out there, okay? You will find the balance. You will find the measure, the meter, and the timbre that will make it resonate better because you've got that energy that's working together. And like I said, you're going to have a chance to go back and revise that come Sunday. So just float a couple test balloons, right? Take a chance. That's all I can say. Take a chance. Moon in Taurus doesn't like chances, and that's quite all right. That guarantees you with Mars in Libra that you're going to have a measured chance that you're going to take, and perhaps with when the moon goes into Gemini, it'll get a little bit wilder on Sunday, right? Okay. In 1846, American naturalist Henry David Thoreau is jailed for refusing to pay taxes. That's right. He's not supporting the Mexico War. Why should he pay? Sent to jail. Oh, right. And our birth is in 1951. It's one Bob Dunlap. I guess they called him Slim. He's an American rock guitarist who was with the Replacements from 1987 to 1991. He's born in Plainview, Minnesota, and he died in 2024. And that's all we have for you. Just to recap, the color's a green candle, and the key word is push, as in we're going to push ourselves to get through this. Now, there's a push, right? There's a push that we just need to try to get through this week, but don't rush things. Experiment. Do it gently. Do it. Slow it down. Avoid the push. Avoid the pull of the push. How's that? What you want to do is you want to do it measured, and you want to be deliberate about it. That's the Taurus way. That's the Moon and Taurus mindset. Longer view in mind. Let's do this. I appreciate and love every single one of you, first of all. Second of all, today is a 7. Happy astrocatting.